Yeah. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Sav Show. My name is Savilian. I'm the host of the show. Today, I'm talking about the art of leaning in. The art of leaning in. Let's go. So life is meant to test us, yeah? Each test bringing new learnings, perspective, understanding, pain, and sometimes reward. Like I've discussed at length in previous newsletters and podcasts, this kind of leaning in, these tests were something that I avoided extensively for the majority of my early adult life. It wasn't until my fight in late 2022 that my position on this began to shift. Since then, I've sought out these tests, the tactical stress forcing me to apply what I have learned and find new ways to dig deeper and reveal to myself the depth of my understanding. I'm going to read a tweet right now that I wrote recently. Learning that discomfort is my friend has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. And it's not even close, right? Let me say that one more time. Learning that discomfort is my friend and has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. And it's not even close. You see, nothing terrified me more than the trajectory that I was on. I was on a one-way trip to hell on earth. Oh, how good. It wasn't until I began to understand and embrace discomfort and challenge that I was able to gain the perspective and strength needed to believe in my potential, okay? And actually work for it. Not just believe in the idea of my potential, but to actually work for it and to build on it, to actually put the tools to work, you know what I'm saying? In his book, The Diary of a CEO, Steven Bartlett touches on this idea by talking about leaning in. Okay. If it challenges you, he says, lean in. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, lean in. Taking no risk will be your biggest risk. My life changed when I started to lean in. Simple as that. Since I made that decision to lean in and stop leaning out, I've constantly found ways to lean in and test myself. Difficult conversations, regimented content output, physical activity, mental exercises, a goddamn fight, challenging dynamics, cutting out dopamine, all ways that I've found to lean in and test myself. I see it all as reps, not just reps in the gym to become more physically dominant, but real life reps that are making me mentally strong. As a thought exercise, consider this alternative, right? What does leaning out look like for you? So leaning in is going forward, putting your best foot forward and actually doing the work required to make you stronger mentally and physically, right? So what does leaning out look like, right? I can tell you what leaning out looked like for me. You can draw your own parallels. So leaning out for me was this: partying excessively without any thought of the consequences, none whatsoever. Running from confrontation and not standing up for myself or the people that I loved. Relationships that didn't pick me up or fulfill me. No time to be with myself and my thoughts, e.g. always doing stuff and looking busy. Not caring about my physical health and my body. Not treating my mental health. Giving time to people or activities that did not deserve it. Not caring for the truth of things, but rather avoiding the truth because it was painful. Constantly wasting my own precious resource, my most precious resource, my own time, okay? Not caring what I have cared about. Not caring about what I cared about. Oh yeah, not caring about what I cared about. That makes sense. Not caring about things that I should care for or about, and not having standards or principles. I lent out so often, it was easier. It was comfortable. Life is just easier when you avoid the hard things. It's as simple as that. Like, when you lean out, when you take the easy route, life is just easier. Or it appears to be easier in the moment because we don't have to overcome those challenging, difficult, torturous things of like, oh no, I need to do something that kind of hurts in the moment. I'd rather just do this simple thing instead. And we think that is a way. We think that is going to solve all the problems. We think that we're going to get there. We're going to achieve things by doing that, but we don't. As the saying goes, hard choices equals easy life. Easy choices equals hard life. Making the conscious effort to start leaning in and embracing difficult things has been the single best decision of my life, right? It has genuinely changed the trajectory of everything. I don't want to rest here though. I want to continue to find ways to push myself and evolve even further. I highly encourage everyone to go check out Steven Bartlett's book and podcast. He's a fantastic creator and storyteller. So, leaning in, leaning out. What are you doing? Where you at? You leaning in or out? You leaning in or out? Okay, what are you doing? Are you taking the hard path? Are you taking the hard option, or are you taking the easy route? Are you taking the quick dopamine? Are you taking the kind of like path of least resistance because it's the easiest thing to do in this moment right here? The funny thing is this, right? And my pop always used to say this, rest his soul. He always used to talk about lies. You know, if you lie, you have to remember the lie. Okay, and then that creates even more hard work because now you're trying to keep track of all the lies that you've told in order to maintain the facade of this lie that you created once upon a time. The thing about lying, it brings weight, it brings burden to it because then you have to remember the lies. And if you get caught out on a lie, then people will be like, oh, well, if you get caught out on that lie, like, what else are you lying about? And then everything starts to unravel. And it actually becomes harder. Like by taking the easy route of lying, or misdirection or kind of deception, it actually ends up being harder because now you have that weight to bear. You have to remember the lies, you know, this and the other. It erodes trust in yourself and in people around you. And that's just one example where doing the thing that appears easy and leaning out actually is the wrong way to do it and actually makes it hard for you to lean in the future. So what I'm going to recommend to everyone listening here today, lean in, find ways to lean in. When things are getting tough, when you feel like you want to just sit down and lean out or scroll TikTok or eat another bag of Doritos or drink another couple beers on a Tuesday night, not naming any names, lean out. Stop leaning out. Lean in. Lean into yourself, your higher version of yourself, your stronger, more beautiful version of yourself. Lean into that because that is what will pay dividends in the long run. That person right there is who you are and who you need to stop being afraid of becoming. Lean in. Are you leaning in or are you leaning out, baby? How can you find ways to embrace discomfort in your life? Find them. Start today. Anyway, guys, that's it for the Sav Show. I'll catch you next week. Appreciate y'all. Go check out Steven Bartlett's book, The Diary of a CEO. Great book, great read, great storyteller, just great thought leader. Go check him out. Make the hard choices. Have the easy life. Find a way to lean in. You got this shit, baby. Let's go. I'll catch you next week on the Sav Show.